Good morning. Welcome to Vibrant Authentic Living. This is Nandi, and this is our lemon water in the morning feature. As usual, we have a little chat about random stuff as well as to promote the idea of having our lemon water first thing in the mornings. So, what we want to talk about this morning is the fact that men, the male of the human species, they tend to exhibit certain characteristics, most of them. So I'm speaking generally. Of course, we're going to have exceptions, but the majority of men tend to exhibit certain characteristics that I'm going to elaborate on. We often hear the question, and this is a biblical question, right? I think it's from Psalms 31 or something like that. For who can find a virtuous woman? And people are always yapping about this virtuous woman and what the woman needs to do and the woman needs to be in order to be considered a virtuous woman. Who is asking about the virtuous man and who can find a virtuous man? I'm going to talk about that when we come back. So, this is our lemon water feature for this morning. Make sure you have your limes. If you don't have any limes, get your lemons. If you don't have any lemons, get your limes. Squeeze them in some water, whether it's hot water, cold water. Everyone. A lot of times in this world, women are held to a higher standard than men. Men tend to have double standards and they project this onto everybody. And so even some women take this on and demand more of themselves and of other women than they do of men. So we're always yapping about this virtuous woman. Where is she? And what, you need to be a virtuous woman in order to be marriage material. Who is holding the men up to these standards and demanding that they be virtuous? As a woman who has had to have interactions with men on all levels, I mean, working with them, friends, lovers, having to deal with workmen coming into my house to do things in those interactions, as well as what you hear out there happening in society, what men do. Who are the ones when you go to bed at night and you're wondering who might be thinking of kicking your door in? Is it a male or a female you're thinking might want to kick your door in? When you're walking down the street and a male is approaching, is it the same vibe you're getting? Is it the same trepidation you're getting as when a female is approaching? Who is more likely in the society to attack someone? Who is more likely to rape? Who is more likely to rob? Who is more likely to do all of the vices that we have, where we have penalties for? All the crimes, who is more likely to do them? Who is more likely to be incarcerated? It's men. So the men seem to have a proclivity towards criminal behavior, if you ask me. They are the least civilized if you compare males to females. Men are the least civilized. Women are the civilizing factor. The female, in my opinion, from my observation, by comparison, the female is the civilizing factor. The female is the calming. We tend to talk about women and their emotions and their irrational. No, women are the rational ones. Women are the calm ones. She might be in your skin because she's a propeller. Yes, she agitates you, but it's because she's stirring you up to be your best. And she will be in your skin until she realizes that it is futile, and then she will go on or try to go on. And even if we have a partnership and someone says they want to move on, who is more likely in that partnership to want to take the person's life rather than allow them to go on and try to find better, try to be at peace? Who is more likely to take that other person's life? The male is more likely. Who can find a virtuous man? If you're a virtuous man, raise your hand and let's count. Let's count the heads. There's this hill in Portmore. I live in Portmore, so there's this hill, we call it the Brayton Hill, and people go up there all the time to exercise. Every morning, every night, you'll see dozens of people climbing the hill, right, going to do their exercise. I was with my daughter on one of those treks, right, and we were walking up one morning, and we got to the top of the hill. So usually at the top of the hill, people congregate, or they might just be resting to make the trek back down, or they might be doing some exercises before they go back down the hill. So my daughter and I went up, and there were 6 men at the top. There was no other woman, no other female at the top. 6 men. I think about 4 of them were standing in one place, like they knew each other, and then the other 2 were like at the side, right? So just instinctively, I remember saying to my daughter, we're just going to wheel and go back down. We're not going to tarry up here, right? So I'm my way down. I was explaining to her, 6 men up there, that's not safe. That's not a safe place to be. Because even if only one or two of them have bad intentions, it tends they might get the pack behavior coming in, and two females up against 6 males. No, that's not a task I want to take on. So we made a U-turn back down. And I remember coming down, I saw two women going up. They weren't together, but one, and then the other one was coming. And I remember saying to those women, there are 6 men up there, be careful. Just out of instinct, just out of my maternal or female instinct, I remember saying to these women, be careful, there are 6 men up there. And I was also reflecting to myself, say, if I had gone up to the top and seen 6 women, nothing in me would make me feel unsafe. Just in seeing 6 women there as opposed to seeing 6 men, I would not feel that threat, that thing hovering in the air to say what might happen. And if I had seen 6 women up there and I was heading back down and I saw whether male or female going up, nothing in me would make me want to say to them, be careful, there are 6 women up there. The fact of the matter is that men pose a threat just in being men, just in being present as a man there. You are automatically a threat because of your behavior, because of the behavior of those who look like you through the years, through the decades, through the centuries. You have not made a good name for yourself. There's something about you that makes females especially feel unsafe. Check yourselves and ask, what have I done? What have we done that would cause this kind of reaction? Right? Women are supposed to feel safe around you. Men are bigger and stronger generally. Women, you are supposed to be the protectors. You're supposed to be the ones that we can come to feel safe. The fact that we don't feel safe is a problem. Even having to deal with some workmen, presently I'm having some work done at my home, some tiling and other stuff. And trust me, the experience I've had with workmen over the years, it's a negative, by far, negative experience. They are unscrupulous. They don't, they will make you a promise. They don't stick to that promise. In their dealings with money, they're unscrupulous. They are just not trustworthy. They're not dependable. That's my experience with workmen. Who can find a virtuous workman, a virtuous tradesman nowadays? Who won't want to rob you or try to rob you, try to give mediocre work and demand top-notch prices for the mediocre work that you have to go get another tradesman to come in and rectify his work. So guys, stop going around talking about this virtuous woman and wife material unless you are willing to do the work on yourself and become a virtuous man as well. Because if you are not a virtuous man, you are not deserving of a virtuous woman. It has to be balanced. You must be deserving of it. Otherwise, it will be wasted on you. Try to be a virtuous man. Try to be the type of man in whose presence women and girls will be safe. Try to be the type of man whom a woman can bring into her home and understand that her children will be safe, she will be safe. Try to be the type of man who is reliable, dependable, honest, virtuous. Those are my thoughts for this morning, and I'm going to see you tomorrow morning when we do this all again. This is Nandi